We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Chris Barnes came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 6, but not enough, as he'll be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. Hunter Nicewander on to punt now on 4th down. And taken right on the 30. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. They'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. Trying to lay one up deep. And it's intercepted. Picked off at the 17. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. So, Charles, this defense, they definitely know that they've got their hands full here going up against a group that has won 7 straight. What's the key for them in this ball game?
Well, we asked their defensive coordinator that very question, and the response was, we have the mindset that they actually have to react to us, not the other way around. So it sounds to me like the plan is to do the attacking and not wait to see what...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability.
Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football.
First and goal from the 3. Mixon. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. From the 2 now, second and goal. Mixon again. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And he slings one that's incomplete. This, the second meeting of these two teams. You might recall they met back in Week 5. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves them with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Out of the gun, Dobbs. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Dobbs is throwing. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Now Dobbs. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Watch out for Hill on the return. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
Ready?
They go play action with Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. This defense for the Steelers, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Burrow's throw into the hands of Sample. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And the Steelers are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. He's on quite the interception run. He had 2 last week, another one here. Remember, he's not a DB, he's a linebacker.
But how many of those linebackers started as DBs and pumped themselves up into being linebackers? So the ball skills are the same, right? The coverage skills and responsibilities are the same, and he is paying it off in a big, big way.
Von Bell up to make the tackle.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big third down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. To throw is Dobbs. And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A 62-yard punt return. And the Bengals strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On 2nd down and 4, Dobbs. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 48. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Burrow taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. 3 first-half interceptions now, and Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be, because essentially he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts you...
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Bengals continue to pull away here in this first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive? A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. Now Dobbs. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point put through by Boswell. Down to 20. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit. And they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Boyd. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Cameron Sutton in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now it's Burrow. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Bengals. It's Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Dobbs. He's got Claypool for a Steeler touchdown. Chase Claypool, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. On play action, it's Dobbs. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like the Steelers were able to recover, and they will indeed hold on to the ball. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a touchdown. Chase Claypool as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, here's McPherson now to send it away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already, they need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
On 2nd and 10, Dobbs right back to Claypool, this time complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Back to throw Dobbs. Quick completion here to Johnson. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
Hey, check Mike 57, Mike 57. 3 bud. Mike's 57, 57's right. Let's get it.
From the 44, Dobbs. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing here, Dobbs. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to him back.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. Now it's Burrow. Out to the left. He's got Sample there. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Here we go.
They'll give it to Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon taking it in from 4 yards out. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Looking deep downfield. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Von Bell. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. And going deep for Hill. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play there for Cincinnati. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mixon will try the right side. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And the tackle there by Chris Barnes.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Back to Mixon on second down. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. The pass pulled in by Jones. What a catch. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. Here's Dobbs to throw. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Here's Dobbs to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at about the 31. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Flush to his right. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense. There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like, that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. And the Bengals are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, excellent work there to get in on the touchdown run. And the Bengals add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead will swell by one more. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Harris. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59.
Back to throw. Dobbs. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On first down, Dobbs to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On the draw, it's Harris. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Off the play fake. Dobbs. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon, so apparently neither guy is immune.
Burrow's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 116 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And going deep for Hill. And this is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And McPherson on for the extra point. Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Dobbs. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. From just shy of midfield, Dobbs. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Hey, smash. Mike 5'9". Come 19.
Back to throw. Dobbs. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Mike, check, 59. Check. 18, Pioneer. 59. Riggs. Hey, they scared.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Dancing to his left. And incomplete on the deep ball. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
Here we go. Hey, can. You got nothing.
On first down, Mixon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
142 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Big 13.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Hill, and he'll be out of bounds. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
Here's a run with Mixon, and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one.
Check, 59. They can't hang with us. Wait, smash. Who's that? Mike's 59.
To throw again on 2nd down. Dobbs. And now here's another interception. Picked off at the 33. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Burrow looking to pass. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the 4th quarter.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us.
And he'll be forced out of bounds shy of the line of scrimmage, so that'll be credited as a sack. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
Mike, check, 59. I'm coming. Mike's 59. Here we go.
Looking to throw. Dobbs. Being chased out left. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. The big man, Tyson Alualu, there to make the tackle. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
12. 11.
Now Burrow on first down. And going deep for Hill. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that will extend this big lead.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Cincinnati, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Cleveland to take on the Browns. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.